All right, hello and welcome back, everyone. Sir Adrian here to film the Russian Empire's turn, and potentially Japan as well, in our current game of Global War 1914 titled Operation Tannenberg, where we are in the summer of 1914. So Russia has two major factories. We'll go for defense in depth and wartime economy. So wartime economy is a success, so Russia moves to stage 3 there. And for defense in depth, that's a miss, unfortunately. But 1 out of 2 is not bad. In terms of purchases, we have 28 PPs to spend. We'll spend all those. These 4 infantry are from that last random event, the Russian mobilization, I believe it's called, so we'll get to place those. But with the 23 that we have, we will buy 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 infantry units, a Cossack, a Colonial, and a truck. And that'll be all our IPP spent. In terms of attacks, we'll only have 2. So everything in Galicia, Saxony, and Warsaw will attack into Congress Poland. And we'll have our coastal submarine try to raid the Ottomans in the Black Sea line. So we'll go ahead and do that first, because that's the easiest. So that'll be +1. Black will be the attacker, red will be the defender. So 3 to 4, no luck there again. And then for this battle, we'll go ahead and move everything to the battle board, because why not? Our cavalry. Oh, before I forget quick, we have a free Diplo. We only get the 1, but we kept Saxony and Galicia. So we'll move these over, but then we'll do that before I forget. So we have our 3 cavalry. There's no terrain. Oh, actually, yeah, sorry. There would be from the units coming from Galicia, not from Warsaw or Congress Poland. But on the first round, these guys would have to cross the river. That won't affect the artillery. And there was only 2 infantry otherwise that came from there, though. Uh, oh, actually, no, that would be flat. Yeah, sorry, because you start from the border. Okay, so it's just if you're attacking from. Oh no, that's correct. Sorry. Um, Yeah, I think so. Actually, the unit coming from Warsaw, that 1 infantry as well, because the artillery not affected by the river, but I think that as well, uh, I do believe would be affected, because if you start at the border's here, and then you trace to the roundel. If that's wrong, please correct me, but I think that's correct. So technically, we would have the 2 infantry from Galicia and the 1 from Warsaw on the first round of combat. They would be down from a 2 to a 1. Our cavalry would not be affected, so they would just be at their regular values of 3, and our artillery is not affected by the river, so they would all be at their regular values of 4. And the fighter is just doing observation. It's a, 1916 fighter. So it'll be observing one of the artillery, boosting it to a 5. these 3 cavalry will be boosted by 3 more artillery to a 4. And then 2 of the artillery will boost, the remaining 2 that is, 2 of the infantry to 2. Then the Germans, they have their infantry, cavalry, and the ineffective commander. So the commander, he doesn't have an attack or defense value. He's just not really doing much. Got the 3 infantry units. Those are at a 4. Got the artillery units at 4. The 1916 fighter, which would also boost. Here, we'll just do this. Should boost one of the artillery units to a 5. And I just want to double check for the artillery. I can't remember. Infantry class units. Yeah, I'm not sure why, but for some reason I was thinking artillery, like these could be brought up if they're paired with artillery, but that's not the case. It's just when attacking. But I know this unit, the fighter can observe on defense, so that will be at a 5. Okay, so that battle's all set up. We'll do the diplomacy. Actually do it before I forget. We will try to go. Oh yeah, and the Ottomans had a. I don't quite see where it is. Anyway, I might have been deleted. Yeah, so we'll try to go for Bulgaria. So we need a 2 or less. 10, that's a miss. All right. So now for this battle, so first round of combat, we have 1, 2, 3, 4 first strikes at 4, and then we'll have, and we'll have 1, should make this nice red color. That'll be at a 5. Roll that out. So 1 hit, and then he'll have his first strikes, where he'll have 3. Actually, sorry, I doubled one of those. Should only be 3 artillery. Yeah, only 3 artillery. So he'll have 2 that will be at 4, and then he'll have 1 at 5 as well for striking. So those all miss. And we got 1 hit. I imagine he would probably, in this case, just lose the fighter. That'll bring it back down to a 4, just to keep the artillery. Then we have 2, 3 cavalry at 4. So 1 more hit so far. 2 infantry at 2. Another hit. So 2 more hits, and then another infantry at 1. Okay, so 2 more hits. He would probably lose 2 artillery, just to keep his infantry. Then responding, he'll have 3 infantry, which will each be at a 4. And they all miss. So those 2. Oh, mm, sorry. He had a. Sorry, I'm just thinking now. He had a first striking unit that got the one hit out of one of his artillery. Um, it wouldn't change anything in terms of like how many artillery hits I get because I fire first, but I would have just lost the fighter. So for the second round of combat, this will be down to a 4 instead of a 5. Okay, otherwise that's all good. Sorry, that was my bad. Again, sometimes the first strikes, as I had said, it's easy to lose track of those, but that's why I gotta just take your time. Anyways, we'll press the attack. So now that it's the second round of combat, this guy would be back up to a 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then 2 of these guys will be boosted to a 3. Alrighty. Yeah, so we'll press the attack. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 5 artillery, which will all be at 4. So 1 hit. I guess we could have rolled the cavalry too, but we'll roll those now. So 3 at 4. Nothing. 2 infantry at 3, and then the red one will be the 1 infantry at 2. So 1 more hit. So 2 hits total. Mark that there. Then he gets an artillery at 4, and then 3 infantry at 4 as well. So 4 at 4. 4 at 4. So 1 hit. We'll lose one of our cavalry units. And then he has 2 hits. So he'd probably lose the artillery and one of the 3 infantry. So he'd have 2 infantry left. And we will press the attack, but this will be the last round. It's only 3. And this guy can get boosted as well instead of the 1 cavalry that we had eliminated. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 7 at 4. So that's the 2 hits we needed. But just in case, never a bad thing, we'll roll for the 3 at 3. Okay, and that's the 2 more hits. So yeah, so we got the hits we needed. And then he has 2 at 4 responding back. Oof, that's nice. 2 hits on the way out. So we'll lose our 2 cavalry units. That's that for that battle. So the Russians take back Congress Poland. The Germans lose that Diplo cube. So they'll go down by 1. We'll go back up 1. And there you have it. And I don't think we get a diplomacy. It's a good question, actually. And then we'll roll for the commander while we're over here and see if he retreats or not. 10. Sorry, don't have this memorized yet. For commander. Okay, 1 to 11, he escaped. So he's going to be placed in a friendly land zone up to 4 spaces away from Congress Poland. So he can either. Ooh, yeah, he can't go. Okay, so he could either end up in East Prussia, Eastern Germany, or go further that way. So for now, we'll put him in Eastern Germany, and we'll put a little circle around him and make sure that's all correct and what have you. And then we move our guys back. Yeah, what I was wondering is I don't know if I get a diplomacy for that. I mean, I did technically take a territory, even though it's my own, so I think I do. So we'll put a Diplo cube there for now. But if that's not the case and I don't get one, we can fix that. Otherwise, we got this guy, this guy, this guy, and then our artillery. All right, so that's it for that. So now just non-combat move units, and that should be good. So for that, we'll walk over a. Actually, no, we'll keep that militia there in Kazakhstan, Turkestan. We'll walk over an infantry from northern Kazakhstan into Kazakhstan, Turkestan. We'll walk over a militia from western Kazakhstan into northern Kazakhstan. This truck here will go from western Kazakhstan through Mangistau down into Kazakhstan, Turkestan, along with this artillery unit. We'll walk over an infantry from southern Ukraine into Galicia, 2 infantry from western Ukraine. We'll walk over into Galicia. The truck in Kiev will go through western Ukraine, and it will bring another infantry with it into Galicia. Let's see. Yeah, this commander in western Ukraine will walk over into Galicia. We'll have a cavalry that's in western Kazakhstan will rail over to Galicia, and he'll pair with that commander I moved over, so he'll be effective. We'll send over. Actually, I'll get rid of that. This Cossack that's in eastern Ukraine, it will move 1 into western Ukraine, 2 into Galicia. We will rail another infantry from Kiev into Galicia. Or we will rail, not another, but just one from Kiev into Galicia. There's the cavalry sent over. This commander that's in southern Belarusia, he can non-combat move 6. He'll move 1 through Orel Kursk, 2 through Donetsk Kuban, 3 to Kalmytskaya, 4 to North Caucasia, 5 down to Transcaucasia. Oops. This Cossack in Donetsk Kuban will move 1 to North Caucasia, 2 down into Transcaucasia. This infantry unit in southern Belarusia will walk over into Lithuania. These 2 artillery in Petrograd will walk over into Estonia. This commander, along with the fighter, will move over into Lithuania. This infantry in Latvia will walk over into Lithuania. This infantry in northern Belarusia will walk over into Latvia. And this Cossack will go from southern Belarusia into Lithuania. Otherwise, otherwise that should be it for non-combat. Yep, so just place units. So the truck will build down in Kiev. The Cossack. The Cossack will build an infantry in western Ukraine, 1 in southern Ukraine. Build 1 in Transcaucasia. We will build 2 in Kiev. We'll build 1 in Grodno province. No, we'll build 1 in southern Belarusia. The Cossack will build in Smolensk. Build in Latvia an infantry. We'll build 1 in Donetsk Kuban. Build an infantry in Armenia. Mm, no, we'll build it in Crimea. Why not? Why not? And then the colonial, we'll put that over in Galicia. All right, so that really is it for the Russian turn. So in terms of IP, collect 21, no bonuses to spend for the next turn. Now, this video is probably getting long enough as it is. Technically, Japan goes after the Kingdom of Italy, but I myself, controlling the British, will also be playing as the Japanese. And whatever Japan does is not going to influence what the Italians do whatsoever. They can't lend lease to each other, yada yada. So just to save time, I'll go ahead and do the Japanese entry roll, which should just be what's on the reference sheet. The only change was that it's +1 if Italy goes Central Powers. They did not. So yeah, so we're doing this a bit out of order, but we're of the opinion that it makes more sense to do the roll and then like on the Japanese turn, just so there's no gamey stuff happening. Anyways, so let's go ahead and do the roll and see what happens. All right, so a roll of 11. So 6 to 12, Japan joins the Allies and aligns to the British Empire. So as expected, in most cases, they join us. So, all right, so now it's the Japanese. So our wartime income is only going to be 6. I believe we have that right from the get-go because we're going to war. So we declare war on the German Empire, Austro-Hungarian Empire, and Ottoman Empire. So we have, let's see, we have one major factory right now. I think what we'll do, I think we'll do that. Factories. Yep. Yeah, we'll save one of our IPPs, and otherwise we'll spend 5, and we get 2 reserves at the end of our turn. We'll spend 5 to upgrade the minor factory in Kyushu and 1 manpower to a medium factory. So this happens at the end of the turn, but we'll go ahead and do it now. Again, while I'm over here, just so I don't forget. So that will be a medium factory. Otherwise, we have one major factory, so just the one tech roll. We'll go for wartime economy. $11. That's fantastic. So we're at stage 1 for wartime economy. Good, good, good. And in terms of attacks, what do we want to do? Well, let's send our 2 torpedo boat destroyers and our cruiser just off of Formosa. Those are gonna move a space to attempt to attack the cruiser raiders and this torpedo boat destroyer. Otherwise, yeah, you know what? Let's try it. Why not? We'll move 1 space from P16 to P15, we will pick up an infantry unit along with an artillery unit, move another space, and we'll attempt to amphibiously assault German Shandong. Otherwise, that will be it. Yep, that'll be it for combat movement. So we'll go ahead and do this battle first. So we're going to have 2 torpedo boats, which are reduced to an attack of a value of 1, and a cruiser reduced down to an attack value of 3. So cruiser at 3 will be the red dice. Okay, so the cruiser gets a hit. He would probably want to keep his cruiser raiders just because they're, I'm not sure if more valuable, but kind of for raiding and harder to hit. So I imagine he would just elect to lose his torpedo boat in this case, but it's not first strike, so it still gets to fire. So responding, he will have a torpedo boat destroyer, which will be the red dice at a 4, and 2 cruiser raiders, which will each be at a 1. Okay, so misses all around. So that battle's over. So again, my guess is he would just elect to lose his torpedo boat destroyer. If that's not the case, we can change that. And then these 2 cruiser raiders get to retreat. I don't know if they would split up or what have you, so we won't move those like I did the last time. We'll just circle them, and then yeah, on Benassi's turn, before he films it, Eugene could let him know and we could fix that, or before he does the German turn, we could go ahead and fix that. But they won't be in the same C zone regardless. So that's that. So not too bad. And then for this fight, so he has a coastal gun, so that will get to fire up to 3 times, each at a 3. Okay. 1 hit. That kind of sucks, but not the end of the world. Hmm. I'm debating whether I want to lose. Pre-Dreadnought's more valuable. You know what? We'll lose the pre-dread. See what happens. And then bombarding, we have 1 pre-dreadnought on a 3. I guess to bombard. Oof, close but not quite. So attacking, no terrain. We have just an infantry at a 2. Miss. He has a colonial infantry defending on a 2. Miss. So second round of combat. So now we have our artillery unit gets to offload. So it will be at a 4, and then it will be boosting our infantry to a 3. So the red will be the infantry on a 3, black will be for the artillery on a 4. Okay, so that's the hit we needed, And then he has his colonial infantry defending on a 2. And that's a miss. So in terms of value, I mean, sucks losing the pre-dread, but we completed our goal here of taking German Shandong, so not too bad, all in all, considering that's one of the Japanese's, if they go allies, main goals really. So that's removed. Scale this down. So there we have it. So Japan will go up by 1 IPP to 7, and the Germans will go down 1 to 35. All right, otherwise that's it for the Japanese. I already placed the factory. This coastal sub will move it 1, 2 to join the other off Formosa. And the one that was already off Formosa will move 1, 2 just off Cochin, China. And the Japanese will collect their income, which would be 7. All right, otherwise that is it for the Russians and Japanese. So now we'll hand things on over to the Kingdom of Italy, followed by the United States, and then nationalist Chinese / warlords, and then the random events.